Yo, bro, leave.
Where are the shots from? I no get joy. I no get joy. You can't be killing my brothers and sisters. I left them behind to fight Boko Haram. You can't be killing them and you want me to have joy. I don't have joy in this country. Whatever the youth are doing, I'm in support of them. Life and direct. Be you who. I no get joy for this town. I'm a soldier, but I can't support bad thing. I can't support bad thing. You can't kill my brothers. You can't kill my brother. I'm here fighting Boko Haram. You can't kill my brothers that are left behind. You can't kill my family. Where are the shots from? I know.
Hello and welcome to Talking Politics on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Okushaki, and today we'll be looking at, of course, everything surrounding the NSAS protest, starting with that of the statement of Governor of Sokoto State, and also the NSAS protest with the Army's response saying that Lagos State government called them to intervene. So, discussing with me today on Talking Politics is Mr. Ifan Yukoye, public affairs analyst, and also he will be shedding more light on this. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's lovely to have you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just quickly talk about this NSAS protest that we were talking about now. The Army's response to what is currently going on. At first when they came out and the video going online, they said no army was there, and of course it's still maintain that. And now with the Lagos State government, Nigerians are saying Lagos State government mentioned that he called the army and the army shot, and now army saying that Lagos State government called them to intervene a day after the shooting at Lekki. What do you think about this whole thing going on between the army and Lagos State government?
Well, to me, I see it as a counter accusation, because when you lie, when you tell one lie, you need more lie to cover one lie, and if time is not taken, in the course of telling lies, you implicate yourself. That is what just happened. Because you can't tell me that the shooting at Lekki toll gate, as the governor said earlier, less than 24 hours after the shooting, which was on a Wednesday, early hours of Wednesday, that forces beyond him was what led to the shooting. And people ask, is it possible that the army come to where unarmed peaceful protesters are having their rally and break into the place and shoot without the consent of the #1 citizen in the state, which is the governor? And forgetting also that even before the armies will come in, even briefing the governor, yes, the governor does not have the full paraphernalia of the security outfit. The chief of army staff must be aware. So it calls for more questioning. Who ordered the shooting, and why were some of those lights taken off? Those are questions they should answer. And gradually, the truths are coming out, because a few days ago, the governor granted a press interview with a CNN reporter via Zoom, and he categorically stated to the lady that yes, he has no say in the shooting, but it was ordered by the army. That yes, he doesn't have a say, but he will make sure justice is brought to book. That is not the commander-in-chief, but the army was the one who carried out the shooting. So that was a sharp or outright implication of the army. And in less than 24 hours, the army told us again that yes, they intervened in the crisis, which was by the order or the request of the state government, but there was no shooting by them. So it calls for more deep investigation, with some of the footage we saw of some men in military uniform who shot at the Lekki protesters. So it's deep.
Okay, now, but talking about this stuff, now we're talking about the military saying that they called them, but according to what we Nigerians have been to understand is, they said 24 hours after the curfew was actually placed, which means a day after. That's hours after the Lekki shooting.
Is it
so
what they told us?
When and they started.
Is it what they told us?
Intervened.
Well, there is no truth there. We all know that even the footage of those Insta live we saw that was trending on social media. Social media. It's likely that the armies were the one who carried out that attack. And from first eyewitness, who was DJ Switch, who made those live videos, she told us that after the army had left, the SARS operative, or police as let me put it down because they have been disbanded, still came on at that Lekki toll gate as they shot at them. So army saying it was 24 hours they intervened. What caused, if we look at it, 24 hours they intervened, then what caused the burning of public infrastructures and looting in Lagos, if not that Lekki toll gate shooting? At least we all saw it.
Okay, but some of the informations that went to social media, they were not actually verified, and according to what we're saying, we need to actually know about them.
Verify in what way? If it wasn't verified, remember some of these social media platforms are not controlled by Nigerians. A good example was Insta Live that DJ Switch used as events were happening. She was getting a live feed update, which even CNN reporters were calling her. So you can't tell me that they are not verified. After all, the government sanctioned 3 stations, but one of them we are still playing the event. Social media has come to stay. It's left for us to decide if this is true or lie.
Okay. Just that your statement now. Social media has come to stay. Of course, Minister of Information and Culture, that's Mr. Lai Muhammed, said that yes, social media has come to stay, but they need to regulate the activities of social media in Nigeria. So now, what do you have to say about it? Because Nigerians are saying it's a way of trying to stop the Nigerian citizens from speaking their mind.
Regulating in the sense that they don't want people to know the truth of what is happening in Nigeria. Just as the way MTN is still analog, it's not yet digital. So why would they say they should regulate it if they have nothing in their skeleton? Social media has been, in fact, the advent of social media is what propelled these NSAS protests. So how will they regulate what they don't have power over? It's true.
But in terms of false information, even before this NSAS, people have been complaining about the false information going round, and as a result of the social media. So don't you think they still need to regulate these activities? That is
why media houses who have digitalized have to build that reputation over time. At least to have some verified media houses who owns this media space. At least when informations are coming, if it's not coming from a reliable source, then some of those verified media houses, then we should discard those ones. Definitely, the social media space is very wide and it accommodates all Tom, Dick and Harry. So regulating it is going to take a process. But Nigerian government telling you they will regulate it when the NTA has not been digitalized, it's a long tail.
Okay, so away from that, let's just talk about the looted palliatives. Now, what do you generally have to say about this looted palliative? I'm sure you've been seeing many videos on social media where people are going to warehouses to loot palliatives and all that. So Nigerians, when you ask some Nigerians, they will tell you it's not looting, it's just taking what's their right. But I just want to get your opinion generally. What do you think about it?
Looted palliative is the effect of bad governance and greed. There is a lot of greed in the land, which cannot satisfy the few privileged politicians. And looking at what is happening, it's a sharp contrast telling you that the leadership at all spare of governance does not have the common masses at heart. The only time you see them showing up is when elections are around. And believe me, because this NSAS has opened up the space of showing that we have a very poor governance. If it's not the anarchy, the little bit of civil unrest, some of the protesters knew that, like they call them hoodlums, they don't believe they are hoodlums, they are protesters. They knew that the government stopped on palliative in some certain areas. A good example is what we saw. Even some of the security agencies were overwhelmed. Some of them joining the looting. Like what happened in Lagos, they were loading their vehicles with palliative. Same thing in Ilori, they were telling the people should take it easy, that they should go in peacefully and come out peacefully. And in Lagos, you saw the palliative, some of the palliative, like maybe the rice or whatever, has already decayed. And some people will tell you that some of the governors, because they are possessed with the spirit of lying, telling people that the thing has been there since 4 months ago. And some people believe those things. It's not true. You tell people, like I was watching a video, a lady said, we are going to possess what belongs to us, that we are not stealing.
Okay, but do you think, of course, these palliatives now, yes, according to information that the government have given to Nigerians, that okay, these things came just this month, and the states got them. And of course, we've had many governors talking about the reasons why they still have it. Just like Lagos now, Lagos State Governor said that this palliative came in the 80s and they've started sharing the palliatives to people in Nigeria and in Lagos rather. And what is actually confusing people is that they've not heard about this information, and people are considering about the criteria of this. So what do you have to say about this? What the Lagos State government is saying for the course of this?
That's not true, because I would say from eyewitness, I wasn't told. Most areas they share it according to party level, and some they were giving money to give to the venerable. They had the money within themselves.
But do you have any sense for that?
Do you want me to prove?
Because definitely some of the things that we are saying, this is why people are talking about social.
It's only that they will deny it, but I can point one or two people I know, and I don't need on hearsay. If I don't have proof, I will say it. The Lagos State government, they are not sincere. The palliative they brought, what they kept it, when the election is closed, they will rebag it and use it for campaign. That's what some of them want to do.
But because definitely, he said that after of course, after the EndSARS protest, they would have shared it. And also we had the case of Governor Sambwa saying that, it was Farouk that actually told them that they should hold on to it before they share it, and she needs to be around before they share it. Yes.
Did you see the woman's statement again? Saying she has been vindicated, that most people thought when she said palliative went around the whole of Nigeria, some people say she was lying. That those things are stopped up. So why is Tambuwa lying against the woman? They gave you those things to share to people. They wanted it because of their own selfish interest. Are you believing that some of the things the governor said that they got the palliative late last month or early this month? See, common logic will tell you that some of the warehouse, you can't load those things in 2 weeks. Don't you see how those heaps, and they are well arranged? Those things will take like 2-3 weeks because they are not one, they are not two. Imagine a warehouse you have over 5,000 bags of rice. Apart from bags of rice, you have indomie, you have sugar, you have gari, you have semo, and you have other toiletries there. And you are telling me that these things were loaded within 1 week. It's not funny now. They are lies.
Now, still talking about this palliative now. Okay, now we have some people are saying that this location of this warehouse is being revealed to Nigerians is as a result of it's a form of distraction, to distract youth from the EndSARS protest.
It's not a distraction. It's not a distraction because the EndSARS protest is I don't know, looking for a best description of it. It's just like a whole lot of problem. There is something that encompasses a whole lot of problem which the Nigerian state is facing. It's beyond the police reform. It includes bad governance and failure of leadership at all spare. Because EndSARS protest was because over time, yes, it has been due from 2017, 18, 19, 20. They have been calling for reform of the police and other unit of police. That will I say it's something that bettered the protest or that emanated as a result of the failure of the police. So looking beyond EndSARS comprises of bad governance. So that was why it's not a distraction.
Okay, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped.
We had a chat from I no get joy. I no get joy. You can't be killing my brothers and sisters. I left them behind to fight Boko Haram. You can't be killing.
Our food plenty there, plenty.
Food plenty.
Our food plenty for there.
A warehouse of 600 feet by 600 feet, full of COVID-19 products, was discovered today. Look at people struggling to pass. This incident has been going on since 7 a.m. As I speak with you, sources say the warehouse has not gone off. Palliative that were supposed to be given to people during the COVID-19 period was hidden away in a warehouse, and Nigerians were dying of hunger and starvation. Look at this man struggling to survive.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Look at him. Something that is supposed to be brought to his home.
This thing for the past 2 hours.
Look at it.
It is still full inside the warehouse.
You mean?
finished. It's fully loaded. The warehouse is fully loaded.
Can you imagine?
Nigeria has more than enough.
Nigeria
has more than enough.
The Navy has collected their own. The armies have put their truck, collected their own. Immigration, custom, last mark. And the warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. Palliative for the poor. Stored away. This is October 21st, 2020. Palliatives that were supposed to be shared in May were stored away. Some of the products are even expired. Look at how people are struggling.
They are not expired though. 2021.
No, some of you see. You see, people are struggling. You see. Look at it.
Another way I'll see there for Ikeja. Another way for Ikeja. Lagos State.
Look at it. Not for sale. Not for sale. They stored it. Look at it. Not for sale. They stored it. Wait. Let me see the pack. Now see. Look at it. COVID-19. Not for sale.
COVID-19.
The poor are suffering, and they stored it in a warehouse. Look at people passing through canal just to survive. Hunger in the land.
A sachet of sachet tomato 120 naira.
Look at people struggling to survive.
We are suffering.
Look at people.
Bag of rice 40,000 naira.
Look at people.
Alright, welcome back to Talking Politics on Vanguard Live. My name is Damilola Obushade, and I've been discussing with Mr. Ifeanyi Okoye, public affairs analyst, on the SARS protest and also the looting of palliatives. So welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about Governor of Kogi State, that's Yahya Bello's statement that this SARS protest was politically motivated. What do you think about this?
Yahya Bello, well, he's entitled to his own opinion, but he's a joker. He calls himself one of the youngest governors in the youth, and he volunteered to lead the SARS protest, claiming that at least if there is no leader, he volunteered himself. And after doing that, commending the youth for their bravery and their doggedness to demand for end to police brutality and police reform, and still came out after a week later saying that it's politically motivated. How is it politically motivated? Like I said earlier, the SARS movement comprises of police reform, accountability, and disbandment of the dreaded squad. Beyond that, it's focused more on bad governance, which he himself is a beneficiary of the system that has done nothing for the people of Kogi State.
Okay, according to him, he said that the youth demanded for 5 years, 5 over 5, and the government granted it. They agreed to grant these demands now, and the youth still continue to protest despite this, and so it's saying that this is a reason to give for it being politically motivated, because those who wanted to benefit from this protest, that's why they continue to sponsor it. So do you agree with this statement? Because many Nigerians are disagreeing with this because they didn't have a leader, and some of these things, it's the protest actually being hijacked is as a result of hoodlums and not the people who originally started protest.
Who are the hoodlums? It's people like him that sponsor hoodlums and his group. Because the SARS movement has no political coloration, neither tribe, religion, or ethnicity. It was a movement about, like I said, the police brutality and reform, and also it comprises of a better Nigeria and a new Nigeria that will be devoid of bad leadership, which most of them have plugged the nation into. So him coming out and telling us that he's politically motivated after the government has promised to look into the 5 over 5 demand of the protesters is not true.
Okay, so let's go back to the palliative we were talking about before. Now, certainly now SOB of Ikorodu, that's now he mentioned that these palliatives that was actually discovered in his house, that he planned to give it out, to widows after sending some notes to them that they should apply, that he will give it to them for their birthday, saying that it's as a from the state government, the federal government, and also from himself. Now, what people are having problem is that the statement from himself. Now, do you actually think this is right for him to give out those basically as a form of souvenir for his birthday?
SOB has, like I said, most of them have spirit of lying. The Kakovit that brought those things are initiative of the private sector driven. There was no contribution from the state government or the federal government. At least the private sector donated close to 30 billion on the palliative, and telling his people or his constituents that he's going to give them when it's his birthday. So without being his birthday, he's not going to share anything for them. It shows the wickedness of some of them at those levels, claiming that they have the people in mind. They have nothing to offer. But
okay, quickly now we're running out of time. I would quickly like you to comment, to comment on the absence of policemen from the streets of Nigeria, many states in Nigeria.
We don't need police on the streets.
But why do you say so? Because
one, the manpower, the police force are under staff strength, so they need more manpower personnel in the police force. Secondly, I think this is the time we should start considering volunteers as within the, like we have some of them like the neighborhood. They can control the inflow or outflow of traffic. Then government should invest more on technology to track and fight crime than using more of manpower, putting them on the road. Because most of these police, they have nothing than to go about the street collecting money and arresting people illegally. So they should have, their welfare should be taken care of, and they should have like a barracks or a police, a well-structured station. They stay. When there is emergency, they call them.
Well, there's a lot of violence, going on around.
There is no violence. There is no violence.
Of course, I'm sure you've heard many.
There is no violence. The violence you see are what the politicians created, the talks they are using. The moment they stop election, money bag election, those dogs, they train them, empower them. They will leave the streets. We don't have violence. An average Nigerian is not a violent person. Those dogs, they thrive and dwell on violence. So they are the offspring of the politicians.
So at this juncture, what do you think the government can do? Because it seems everything is just going wrong. Like, if you read about it from Seme, Seme, my two brother now, banned goods are being transferred into Lagos, and many people are complaining about this, that it's not healthy. These products are banned. So what do you think about it? Now, what do you think governments can do, to bring back some of these scrapers of the Nigerian custom?
Why would bank good enter? How much is rice sold here? Somebody who is earning 40,000 cannot buy a bag of rice, and it's cheaper in Cotonou. Why would people bring it? There's this saying that a hungry man is an angry man, an angry man is a madman, and a madman is a destroyer. So the system has failed. I think we should have a dialogue on to retool the country. But no matter the solution you bring, it's not working, because the elite or the political elite are not willing to change their ways.
So from your own opinion, what do you think can work now?
Some of the policies that are not working, they should sit down and work on them.
Thank you very much. I think it's nice sharing your thoughts with us in the studio. Of course, and that's Talking Politics on Vanguard Live. That's the end. My name is Damla Abushaki. You can always like and follow us on our social media platforms that are shown on your screen, or visit our website www.vanguardintra.com to get more of our top stories. It's bye from me.